Blazing Saddles? Oh man, that set was an absolute whirlwind of chaos, where fights were constantly breaking out, lines were getting censored left and right, and get this, even the Duke himself, John Wayne, straight up turned it down. In this video, we're diving deep into 20 wild facts you won't believe are real. Saddle up, this ride gets rough fast. Number 1. Can you believe that Gene Wilder, who became an icon as the Waco Kid, wasn't actually the first choice for the role? Initially, the part went to a super talented actor named Gig Young, but he struggled with severe alcoholism. On the very first day of shooting, as the cameras rolled and Mel Brooks yelled, "Action!" Zrania Gig Young literally collapsed on set due to sudden alcohol withdrawal. It was a chaotic and sad scene, but Mel Brooks, with his incredible vision, knew exactly what to do. He immediately called his close friend and frequent collaborator Gene Wilder, asking him to rush to the set and specifically to play it completely straight no matter how crazy things got around him. This unexpected switch not only saved the role but also shaped one of the most classic comedic performances in history. Number 2. If we're talking about audacity and unbelievable humor, you can't not bring up Richard Pryor. He wasn't just a comedic genius. He was also a co-writer on the Blazing Saddles script. Originally, Mel Brooks wanted Pryor to play Sheriff Bart. Pryor's bold humor and his knack for tackling social issues made him perfect for the movie. However, Warner Brothers got cold feet about Pryor's reputation, especially his issues with profanity and his wild behavior. The battle with the studio was intense, and in the end, Cleveland Little got the lead role. Still, Pryor's influence is deeply etched into the script and the film's spirit, especially in the battle over language that we'll dive into later. Number 3, picture this. Blazing Saddles got a horrific reaction from studio executives after its first test screening. They just couldn't wrap their heads around the chaos, the crude, and the audacious jokes. Some even wanted to kill the movie and trash it entirely. The future of Blazing Saddles was hanging by a thread. But then, at another test screening, a fateful moment happened. The legendary fart scene. The audience in the theater absolutely erupted in laughter, their roars echoing and lasting forever. It was that offensive fart sound that saved the film, proving to the executives that audiences were totally ready for a new, groundbreaking, and fearless kind of comedy. Number 4, can you believe this? One of the scenes almost turned into a real-life tragedy. In one shot, Cleveland Little's prop gun, playing Sheriff Bart, was shockingly discovered to be loaded with live ammunition. This wasn't some dramatic setup. It was a deadly mistake during production. Thankfully, the film crew discovered it before anything terrible happened, and the gun was immediately replaced with a safe prop. This incident is a chilling reminder of the hidden dangers behind Hollywood's glamour and the critical importance of strict safety procedures. Number 5. Blazing Saddles was a pioneer, using comedy to satirize sensitive social issues, and this put Mel Brooks in a never-ending fight with the censors. They wanted to cut most of the shocking lines and jokes, especially anything related to racial slurs and foul language. Brooks had to fight fiercely to keep the original spirit of his work intact. After a ton of negotiations and small concessions, he finally secured a PG rating, parental guidance suggested, which was an astonishing victory for such an audacious film at the time. This just goes to show Brooks' unwavering commitment to protecting his artistic vision. Number 6. Cleveland Little as Sheriff Bart became an icon, but he also faced incredible challenges after the movie came out. Little received a ton of hate mail and nasty, derogatory remarks because of his role. However, he handled it all with incredible calmness and resilience, showing his strength and unyielding spirit. Notably, there was a deep discussion between him and Burton Gilliam, who played Lyle, about using derogatory language in the film. Little helped Gilliam understand the real impact of those words, not just on screen but in life. A rare moment of understanding and growth on set. Number 7. One of the most debated and talked about moments in Blazing Saddles is the scene where Cleveland Little's character punches a horse in the face. This has left many viewers wondering, was that scene real or just special effects? Shocking news here. The scene was real. But don't worry, no horses were harmed. This shot was meticulously staged with strict supervision from the American Humane Association. The horse was specially trained and handsomely paid in sugar cubes. This detail not only shows the crew's creativity, but also exemplifies how Blazing Saddles boldly broke comedic boundaries, yet still with ethics. Number 8. Remember the villain Hedley Lamar? Many people don't know that his name is just one letter different from a famous Hollywood actress of that era, Hedy Lamarr. And of course, Hedy Lamarr was not happy about it at all. She filed a lawsuit against Mel Brooks for using her name to satirize. This was a pretty tense legal battle, but in the end, the court ruled in favor of Brooks. This ruling protected his right to parody and freedom of speech under the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. It was a win not just for the film, but for comedic art, affirming that satire is a powerful tool to reflect society. Number 9. One of the most controversial and powerful decisions in Blazing Saddles was the use of the N-word. This wasn't a random choice, it was the result of a tense debate between Mel Brooks and Richard Pryor. Brooks initially wanted to remove the word to avoid shocking people, but Richard Pryor, as a co-screenwriter and a black actor, insisted on keeping it. Pryor argued that keeping the word was necessary to expose racism in its rawest form, to force audiences to confront its ugliness directly rather than sweeping it under the rug. This decision transformed the film from just a comedy into a powerful political and social statement. Number 10. Did you know that Mel Brooks wasn't just the director and writer of Blazing Saddles, but he also secretly played 3 roles in the film? The first role you might easily recognize as Governor Lepidamone, a hilarious and goofy character. The second role was an Indian chief.
Kappa walk, it's all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But there's a third secret cameo that very few people know about, a German soldier. Brooks added this role at the last minute, and it's so cleverly hidden that it took years for fans to discover this fleeting appearance. This really shows Brooks' slyness and his sheer joy in contributing to every corner of his masterpiece. Number 11. Filming explosions always carries risks, and Blazing Saddles almost had a major disaster. In one scene, a mine was set to explode earlier than planned, just seconds after the cast had left the frame. Imagine the panic. Metal fragments and debris flew everywhere at incredible speeds, narrowly missing where the actors had just been. This was a heart-stoppingly dangerous moment, and thankfully, no one was hurt. This incident is a stark reminder of the daring and the risks that film crews face to bring spectacular shots to audiences. Number 12. Do you remember Dom DeLuise's spontaneous and crazy dance scene? It's one of those moments that breaks the mold and creates unexpected joy in the film. What's interesting is that the idea for this scene came to Mel Brooks at the last minute. It wasn't in the original script at all. Studio executives were confused and couldn't understand why such a scene was needed. However, Brooks stuck to his vision, believing that this scene would add an extra layer of absurd humor and break up the story's seriousness. And he was right. This scene became one of the most memorable highlights, showing the creative freedom Brooks brought to Blazing Saddles. Number 13. To boost the authenticity of the Old West setting, the Blazing Saddles crew built a fully functional fake town on set. We're not talking about just some planks of wood nailed together. This was an elaborate construction with real running water, working pipes, and doors that actually opened and closed. It helped the actors and crew completely immerse themselves in the world they were creating. This detail shows the meticulous investment and the desire to create the most authentic cinematic experience possible, even if the film itself was a surreal comedy. If you're enjoying this craziness, hit that like or subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming up next, because in just a moment we're going to see explosions and script secrets you'd never think possible. Number 14. Harvey Korman, who played Hedy Lamarr, who he kept calling Hedy, was a comedic genius, but even he couldn't keep a straight face while filming Blazing Saddles. Especially during the fart scene, Korman kept cracking up and ruining takes. His laughter messed up so many takes that director Mel Brooks struggled to get the perfect shot. At one point, he even had to wear a nose plug to try and control his uncontrollable fits of laughter.
Look, Herman, I'm in Hedy Lamarr's shoes.
Hedy.
This just goes to show not only the film's unimaginable humor, but also the challenging professionalism of the actors, trying not to burst out laughing at Brooks's top-tier jokes. Number 15. Few people know that the ending we all saw in Blazing Saddles wasn't Mel Brooks's first idea. In fact, he wasn't happy with the original ending and rewrote it 5 times. Brooks constantly experimented with different versions, but he just couldn't find an ending that was groundbreaking enough and fit the film's break-all-the-rules spirit. Finally, he chose the bizarre Hollywood studio invasion scene, a surreal and unconventional ending that pulled the characters from the Old West into Hollywood's reality. This proves Brooks' perfectionism and his relentless creativity to ensure his film ended in the most unique way possible. Number 16. Now, this is a truly ironic fact that only Blazing Saddles could pull off. Originally, the town of Amarillo, Texas had actually refused to screen this movie, deeming it too crude and controversial. But ironically, over a decade later, when Blazing Saddles had become a beloved classic, Warner Brothers chose Amarillo itself as the location for the film's anniversary premiere. That was a hilarious slap in the face to the initial hypocrisy and conservatism. It wasn't just a premiere, it was a statement about the power of art to overcome barriers and change perspectives. Number 17. Beyond all the endless laughter, Blazing Saddles actually holds a much deeper meaning. It's a political bombshell perfectly disguised under a layer of comedy. Mel Brooks used laughter to tackle heavy issues like racism, classism, and societal hypocrisy. The film brought these sensitive issues to light directly, making audiences think without feeling preached to. It proved that comedy isn't just for entertainment, but can also be a powerful tool for criticism and social change. Number 18. Here's a pretty shocking financial fact about the filmmaking process. Although many people were involved in writing the Blazing Saddles script, including Richard Pryor, later revelations showed that only Mel Brooks was actually paid for his scriptwriting work. This means everyone else left empty-handed regarding the screenwriting portion. While this wasn't an uncommon practice in Hollywood back then, it's still a testament to the director's power and influence in controlling the financial aspects of a project. Number 19, and before it got its iconic Blazing Saddles name, the film went through a ton of other working titles like Tex-Ex or Black Bart. None of them really captured the crazy and rebellious spirit of the movie. Until one day, Mel Brooks suddenly had a eureka moment for the final title. There's an anecdote that he came up with the name randomly, perhaps from a simple visit to the shower. It was a true aha moment when Blazing Saddles not only encapsulated the cowboy humor, but also hinted at the explosive, rule-breaking nature of the work. Number 20. John Wayne and the Historic Refusal. It sounds hard to believe, but the Duke John Wayne, the icon of Western films, was actually invited to make a cameo in Blazing Saddles. Can you imagine a scene with John Wayne alongside Sheriff Bart? But Wayne refused. This refusal became historic, but not because he disliked the movie. On the contrary, John Wayne expressed his deep support for Blazing Saddles, admitting that it was too raunchy for him, meaning he wasn't suited for this type of bold comedy, but he still found it hilarious. He even attended the premiere to show his support. That's a rare kind of respect between two contrasting generations of filmmakers. Bonus fact: the film inspired the birth of writer Max Brooks. And here's the special bonus we promised. Blazing Saddles wasn't just a groundbreaking film, it also has a special connection to Mel Brooks's family. During the writing and production of the film, Mel Brooks and his wife, actress Anne Bancroft, welcomed their son, Max Brooks. Later, Max Brooks became a renowned writer, author of the best-selling zombie novel World War Z. This creates a unique link, showing that even comedic masterpieces can be a source of inspiration for other great successes, even in seemingly unrelated fields. So there you have it. We've just explored 20+ bizarre and hidden facts behind Blazing Saddles. Clearly, this film isn't just a simple comedy. It's a daring satirical masterpiece, using laughter to expose racism, societal hypocrisy, and even Hollywood itself. If you love uncovering the wild secrets behind movie magic, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments which fact made you laugh, gasp, or hit rewind.